My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. In the last episode, we took our second victory with the Spades deck. Second victory total. But I guess I must have had an Ace of Spades in my first winning deck as well, as it's been marked with a 2. So, Diamonds deck is the next up, and we're continuing across. I've also already unlocked now the Black deck, having played the Clubs and Spades both to the end, and the Black deck starts with both Clubs and Spades. Of course, we'll be starting with just the Diamonds at the moment. Diamonds grant you extra chips when you win a double down run with this deck first. Okay, so you have to win your increasing levels with the same deck. So let me check what level we unlocked on the previous. By winning with double down, we unlock triple down. Start each encounter with a random minor arcana 5 in your draw pile. And also advantage is harder to get. Minor arcana 5s often have negative outcomes, if I recall correctly. Like some of them are just deal 5 damage to yourself, that kind of stuff. And if you start each encounter with a random minor arcana 5 in your draw pile, what it means is that the consistency of your deck is being challenged. Even if you want to remove everything else, you will still have this card. There might be ways to remove it in play, but you won't be able to remove it from the meta deck. Dang. So that was our first victory, second victory. Yep. All right, let's double down on the diamonds. So I've got to make sure that I make as much advantage of spending here as is possible. Because if my power is when I use diamonds to blackjack, I get extra chips. If I don't use those extra chips, then I don't really have an ability at all. Okay, they've already busted, so I'm just going to take the win. Transit card. 3 is its value. Exploit to move any card from your draw pile to your foe's draw pile. Then discard this card. And it's discarding, it's not destroying or... Sorry, it's not burning. There's also the Rorschach card. On stand, your foe stands. That'd be good if I was playing quick, but it seldom seems good to do that. And then there's the Dark Flower. Play 3 halves of a chosen suit, then discard this card. These halves burn on discard. This card is absolutely sick and nasty. Specifically when you can generate the advantage for it. So if I had Hot Chip, I would absolutely go with the Dark Flower. It might also just be the most exploitable of the 3 on the board. Let's take it. Yeah, no Hot Chip for me. Start with 1 advantage on spending advantage. If you are below 21 HP, gain advantage again. So, I could try and put myself on low HP in order on spending advantage. So basically, if I can comfortably stay below 21 HP, this is infinite advantage. On playing a card with a value of 11 or more, gain advantage, cool. And then on foe bust, gain advantage. Playing a card with a value of 11 or more. I don't just want to play a bunch of small cards like I've done in the previous couple. So I will take Big Blind to encourage myself to play higher cards. Let's face that gambler. And they bet on their lucky stars and got a full 13. Oof. But they bust with their next hit. On playing a card with a value of 11 or more. Okay, so I imagine my aces will still work towards that. I'll just take my 15 here, though. Taking the 15 was correct. And then the next round is easy as well. If my opponent's exclusively bust, it's going to make it quite good for me. Jackpot. Add 3 random jacks to your draw pile. Unfortunately, this is a 10. I'm really looking for 11s and higher. AI generated card randomly selects its value in suit. When you exploit it, it adds a fresh copy of that card to the opponent's side. And yellow card on play. Mark one of your foe's played cards with the yellow card, then add a red card to your draw pile. And that red card would burn what is marked with the yellow card. But I don't... With a value of 11 or more. On stand, add 3 random jacks to your draw pile. On discard, burn. So this is the ability to get a bunch of 10s into the deck. And 10s do pair well with 11s in order to make 21. Obviously, the blackjack that we're looking for most consistently. But I would still have to get the 11s in the first place. And it seems like 11s are really, like, available much later. They start to turn up when the negatives start to turn up. So probably like a few floors down. I'm going to look at the card. Half of diamonds. See, like, having a bunch of halves and jackpots does seem appealing to me. Because then, if 20 is our jackpot number, if 20 is our blackjack number, then, you know, 2 face cards will do it. If 21 is 2 face cards and a 0.5 will do it. If it's 22, I could possibly get another 0.5 out on the board. I do have the mocks. Have a drink. I'll take the drink. I'm looking for options to spend money. Add a loyalty card with 3 stamps to your deck, remove a card, and take 6 damage. So loyalty card, again, is just a way to exploit some advantage. Gives us the ability to instantly jackpot. Yeah, I'll spend as much money as I can. Why not? The cards that are going to be the least useful here are the ones that are so far from being either an ace or a 10. So we're going much more traditional blackjack here. Or at least I'm hoping to. So we'll remove a 6. I'm looking to get 6, 5, 4, 7, all of those out pretty quickly. Counterfeiter. So Stay a Night would give me the ability to lose a random card, and the only card I don't want to lose is the loyalty card. I'd even be fine losing the Dark Flower, frankly. So we'll Stay a Night and take a cheap bed. It still spends money, but I get to remove a card, which I am actually hoping to do. Yeah, there goes the 0.5, whatever. It's fine. Poker player and the Squire. We'll take the Squire. You absolutely cannot, friend. I'll tell you, I do not expect this episode to end with you winning right now. I'll just take my 12 damage. I don't want to bust. Yeah, I wouldn't have hit a face card next anyway. There we go. I put a 1 or 11 down on the board, and that's our big blind. I've got 4 hits and 4 busts in there. I'll take a stand, unfortunately. Just take 7 damage for it. Only 2 of the cards are safe, unfortunately, for me right now, so I've got to take another 5. Oh, Squire's healing up using those cardiovascular exercises to take 2 damage but gain 5 shield. 19 will have to be good enough for me here. 20. I'm chipping away. They only stand on 17. I'm going to stand here, and I'm going to hope that they hit and bust. They do. So I still get my 14 damage through. They're now on 1 HP. There's the loyalty card, which I really should have invested both of my exploit into before the enemy died there. Cardus and curfew days. I don't really want the low value of that one. Flashcard randomly selects a number, and if you exploit it, it will set its value to that. So this is just space. Not half bad. Exploit while you have a played card worth 9 or 5 to gain 10 chips from the time card. because that's when you're working. Ooh. Grave card. On play, set its value from 6 to 10. On exploit, lower that value. I think the flash card is actually probably the easiest of these for us to use. Especially because it's possible to just fully ignore it, which is pretty important. I'm not actually getting any money because I haven't blackjacked yet. But I am trying to spend a lot of my money. I should balance those out sometime soon. They're standing on a 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'll take the hit, but I recognize the risk in it. Okay, I'll stand there. Whoop. 18 against the undefended poker player? Absolutely. Flashcard itself to 4. I don't need to use that yet. 1 more damage to the poker player who stood on an 18. Big blind comes up. Ooh. Oh, I wish I had the ability to flashcard on the board at the moment. I'm gonna have to stand here. Most of the deck presumably would have bossed at that point. Yeah. King absolutely would have. Okay. I'm now going to exploit the Dark Flower to gain some more diamonds. And then stand here so that I can get a blackjack, so I can actually get some money out of it. Of course, the loyalty card is going to give us some blackjacks at some point as well. Would be nice. Yeah, anything except for 8 jack or queen is a safe hit here. Perfect. Another 18 straight up against the poker player. One more one hand will probably do this. And, oh, we win a hand without doing too much damage to the poker player, but thankfully it was a blackjack on diamonds, so we do get some money for our troubles. A full 21. Waru. Number selected is 8. Gotcha. Definitely not going to be setting that one to 8 right now, having already hit a 19. Three more damage straight up to the enemy. The big blind is charged again. I'm just gonna double exploit this. And then stand. That gives me a full heal as well as deals a bunch of damage back to the poker player. And now, any win over the poker player should end the round. Ouch. They're getting some pretty good hands. Their hands have hands. Yeah. Most of those are bad for us. I've got to stand here, take another 1 damage, and just play with a new deck. Dark Flower 8 and 9, and yep. Just can't beat the enemy 17 there. Ooh, I'll happily take a 21. And even more money. Bat credit card. Worth 10. On play, steal 10 chips from the foe. If they have fewer than 10 chips, deal 10 damage instead. It's also the 9 of clubs, the magic trick card. On play, change this card to either a queen of diamonds or a 7 of spades. And the special card, which I will look at. King of the World. On play, burn all other face cards, and all is capitalized. I wonder if that means, like, even the ones in the deck? And your opponents? Or is it just all of the ones that are currently in play? Including your opponents. What does capital all refer to there? I think I'm gonna take the bat credit card. Let's get even more money. Scruffy. I'm the janitor. Could go visit him. I could check out some cards. Yeah, I'll do some shopping. Now that we're actually getting money. Wild card. It's handy. On play, change the value of this card to match the top card of your discard pile. Neat. And it's all suits at once. Very neat. Wildcard's good. Especially if I end up with the 21, wildcards just win the next round using your previous round. The card. On play, move any of your played or discarded cards to the bottom of the draw pile. Cool. Library card. On play, lock, then move a card from foe's draw pile to your draw pile. Every time that card is discarded, lose 5 chips, and then there's another half of hearts. I'll take the wild card. And the half of hearts, actually. Pretty keen for both of those. So, I'm looking for high cards. And I'm looking for 11s or more. Which, in order to get Blackjack, and to put enough 11s in my deck that I feel really comfortable with, like, big blind, I don't want those 11s coming after one another, because obviously 2 11s gives me 22, we bust at that point. So realistically, I either want to set my my threshold value to 22. Sorry, if I set my threshold value to 22, then I'm still capable of hitting that with an 11 and a 10 and a half, or, you know, 2 10s and 2 halves on the board. I can't really afford to set it to a 20, obviously. So I am looking to change my own win con. And enemies that change my win con are going to be pretty lethal to me. Maybe I don't need that many 11s in the deck. Maybe the 11s I include in the deck are primarily through aces, because the aces will still be flexible as well as activate Big Blind. Because I don't need that much advantage in the deck right now. It's only for playing the mocks and 1 card from hand. Yeah, there it is. Hey, bad guy forever. I steal 10 chips from the enemy and deal 20 damage on the first turn. Gotta love that. Ten queen and king are busts here, but we have to risk it. 8, 10 queen and king here are busts. Do I want to take a full 18 damage? Do I want to risk taking a full 18 damage? No. I'll take 4. Would I have busted? I would not, but I would have drawn a card that wouldn't have had any impact. And then the next card would have been fine as well. Okay. 12. I mean, I'd love to be able to hit again right now, just because it gives me the ability to pull out the loyalty card. But I've also won the fight, so let's just do that. There's the 13 of hearts. No, too high. Diamond of sixes. On hit, if you have already 16, cool, do that. Business card on play. Swap this card with one of your foe's played cards. I do like those. I'll reveal the additional one. Oh, you're an 11, aren't you? Rain Man, yeah. On hit, deal damage equal to your number of played cards. Then, discard. And on stand, gain shield equal to your number of played cards. That's going to be great for our deck. Let's get a tarot reading done. The Inverted Magician. On play, add 2 Killer Queens, which burn any other played card, and then add 2 to the value of that card. Will that count? Because the Killer Queen by default has a value of 10. And then when it's played, it burns another played card and adds 2 to the value of the Killer Queen. So does the Killer Queen then count as a 12 being played? Still, it's not really where I want to go. Misprint card, on play, set value to 6, then add a 7 of spades to your hand, and then on stand, it rounds up. The Hierophant. On play, lock, on bust, and on stand, gain chips equal to the amount busted by. And Strength. On play, deal 11 damage, then stand. I don't really want to just suddenly end my turn with that. I'll take Hierophant because it doesn't have an impact. This seems bad. Dealing direct damage to the enemy. I guess there's probably like there's probably a threshold above which at some point you're dealing enough direct damage to the enemy that you don't really need to worry about the rest of the game and you're not really playing Blackjack. But this represents a terminus of a turn as well. This is the end. Once you play this, you stand. I'm not certain I see the utility of it, at least standing by itself. And then Magician, on play, you add those to your draw pile. And a misprinted card. Yeah, if I wanted some killer queens, I guess that would be fine. Hierophant, at the absolute least, to me, it cycles itself out after you play it. Whereas these others have potential real downsides. Let's go back to the basement, baby. It's where I belong. Got to train against the rats in the basement, the classic. Ooh. I'll hold 20. Oh, yikes. The enemy did 9 damage to me, despite the fact they only beat me by 1. That's the power of... it wasn't spades, that's the power of clubs. I'll stand. Only take 2 damage this round. Hitting would have been good. Oh well, couldn't have known. Rat's really getting a good pile here. Rainman, on hit, will deal damage equal to the number of my played cards and then discard. Oh, cool. I can play the wild card for a total value of 11. But I can also wait to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do it now. Jack and King both screw us here. Jack, King, and the Bat credit card actually all screw us. And though the Hierophant would give me chips, gives you chips equal to the amount busted by. So on... Usually, this doesn't really do much. Like, compared to other sources of chips, 1 or 2 chips. But I imagine there is some ability to bust by like 1,000 if you get the right combo of cards. Maybe bust by 100 or something like that. Get the Hierophant to really, really do some stuff. Have to stand there. Oh, I really wanted the enemy to bust. Yep, that guy I would have busted if I'd drawn. Yeah. Oh, the enemy has Blackjack. I have 2 advantage, so I can set my flash card to a total of 4, and then I can play the wild card, which will give me a Blackjack. But this is just to prevent the enemy from being ridiculous. I would have loved to use the wild card for a better reason than that, though. Because the wild card represents 10 of all suits at once, so it's, if used in a Blackjack against an enemy who's not using a Blackjack, it is 10 chips to me, it's 10 armor to me, it's 10 health to me, and it's also 10 damage to them. It's like, it's almost, no. I was about to say it's almost like playing 10 copies of the Hermit, but the Hermit also gives you 1 advantage. Interesting! Ace of Diamonds counts as its 11 as well as its 1. So even when it's played, and the 11 would make the hand bust, it still gives us the value of the big blind. That's really good. I'm gonna have to hold here because I'm pretty sure I bust on the next draw. 13 damage to the enemy. That would have done it, yeah. 19. Oh, I'd love to have the Mox on the board right now. 10? Ooh, there's some spicy 10s left in the deck. Draw any of them. Well, I'll settle for 17. Especially if the enemy busts. Makes it easy. Charred Lizard, on play, choose to keep in play or to sell to the foe's discard pile for 10 chips. So this, basically, I can just get 10 chips every time I play this and give it to the enemy. But then the enemy is also going to give it back to me at some point. So I just have to be comfortable having 10s in my deck. Am I comfortable having 10s? Yes. Ooh, but it's up against an ace. Sorry, buddy, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
The Deckromancer. My powers are unmatched. You will suffer at the hands of my undead army.
Yeah, there's that grave card. Ooh, hit the ring, man. Big blind can happen multiple times per turn. That's important. You stand on a 17. Okay, so if I lower the value of that, you won't stand anymore. There you go, you draw another card, it's grave card, it's too high, you explode. I'm just gonna take my 13 damage against you because I've got like a real bad feeling. Well, 8 would be safe, so it's just 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. Hey. Even better, we get another big blind. Stand. Yeah, the next one would have been too much, right? No, it would have been exactly enough to Blackjack. But of course I couldn't have done that, so whatever. Enemy intends to stand on a 17. Yeah, I'll let you stand on that 17. That's fine, I should be able to get better than that. Right? Oh boy. Rest of the sand's not great. I can tie you. Preventing myself from taking any damage there and burning 3 halves, but also expending an advantage. So, not great for me. 1 damage back to you, up against 2 grave cards. Rima, which is fine. This will actually end up teaching me 1 to 10 in whichever language this happens to be. Another 20 damage straight to the Necromancer. Sorry, the Deckromancer. I'm going to exploit my loyalty card and then take the enemy out. Goodbye. Jack of Diamonds, Magic Trick card, 8 of Diamonds. None of that sparks interest. Cardukes. No, thank you. Loot boxes or Crypto Bro? Crypto Bro is spend money to make money. Possibly lose a bunch of money. Obviously, I'm talking in the event of this all, not the scam market at all. Loot boxes. For what it's worth, again, I'm talking the only in-game, the scam market of this, I wouldn't go with either. But I'll happily take a couple in this game where I'm generating a bunch of money. Okay, Diamond in the Rough. On play, remove up to 10 shield from both players, then grant 2 chips per shield removed. I don't have a source of shield, but I also don't mind playing a 0. Do I mind playing a 0? No, I don't mind playing a 0. I'll take a Diamond in the Rough. Non-fungible card. On hit, set value to a random number between 1 and current value -1. So this just gets smaller and smaller and smaller as I hit. Okay, that's actually pretty good, because it means I won't bust with it, because it will absolutely at least end up being an 11 by the time I take the hit. Oh, I wonder if this can end up with a negative enough value to... Oh, okay, yeah. Let's take it. 1 more loot box, please. I'd love an ace. Oh, Communist Party card. On play, instant tie. On discard, discards to foe's discard pile. I was gonna end up with one of these days. Loot box, let's leave. Trade offer? No, that's a scam, right? They take 6 cards from your deck and they threaten to remove 3 of them. But maybe I go along with that? Oh no, these are just straight up trades. Okay, so +2. On play, play the foe's top 2 cards. To their side, right? So you'd take that for the back credit card. 9 of diamonds swaps for half spades. Love that. That's great. I don't want to take the transit card and give you the ace. +2 is fine. That's a way to make an opponent bust. And that's very important. You need to be able to have hand disruption for your opponent later in the game, because if you don't have that, they just blackjack every turn. Or rather, they can, and then it's a very long, drawn-out battle. But they could also +2 me, because on discard, this discards to the foe's discard pile, so they would have it for the next cycle, which would almost certainly screw me. I can't. That was a reasonable trade, I guess. Collector immediately sells me a charred lizard, thank you. And another charred lizard, thank you. That's my blackjack right there. Oh, another charred lizard. Oh, they gave me the all +2. I'll stand on the 17. Deal 17 to you with it. Oh. 8, 10, jack. Oh, only 3 of these cards screw me. Oh, no, hang on. Non-fungible card, Rain Man. I'll take 4 damage. Rima is 5. I played so many cards that do nothing right now. Communist Party card on play instant tie. Yeah, I'm gonna Dark Flower with money and then stand because I've got 4 halves on the board, so those will all round up. I'll have a blackjack. Yeah, the enemy already has a blackjack, that's fine. I too will have a blackjack here. Thank you, wild card. Oh, I could have done it just by drawing as well. That would have been nice. Okay, the enemies get a full heal off the back of this, annoyingly, but most of my draws here screw me, so I do just have to let them do that with their blackjack. Jack of all trades, nice card. Non-fungible card, it's currently 12. I hit. It loses value because of the Hierophant. I'm gonna hit again. Oh, it's now down to 1. Wait, between 1 and current value -1. Okay, so it's now set to 1. Got it. There's the Rain Man. If I hit Rain Man, we'll do damage and then I'll draw a new card. I'll also discard the Rain Man. It'd be cool if I had a deck that just gave me the ability to cycle around, constantly discarding Rain Man and drawing Rain Man back. Actually though, I'm getting closer and closer to thinking that might be how this goes. Rude. Unfortunately, I drew one of the cards that makes us boss there and took a full 18 damage for my hubris. Oh my gosh. Please stop playing these straight up 21s. You stole my party affiliation? How dare you? No! Yeah, I'll sell you the Child Lizard. There we go. Huitu. 7. I didn't really think about that as well as I should have. But I get some shielding, and then I immediately lose it. I'm absolutely going to sell you that. Yeah, I have other 10s in my deck. I'll draw into those, thank you. King Cobra, take 3 damage, then deal 2 for each king you currently have. Calamari is on play, take 3 damage, deal 3 damage. On foe defeated, gain 100 chips. Blank card on first play, set its value between 1 and 11. I choose that. Got it. I'll almost certainly set that to 11 at most times, but it's also just a flexible card. I don't need to gamble. So instead, let's gamble with the gambler. 15 straight to your face. Easy. Odd sequence of cards to get there. Okay, we've set the non-fungible card all the way down. I can Blackjack here in order to prevent the enemy from doing a bunch of damage with their Blackjack. I can hit because it's just doing damage with the Rain Man and drawing a new card. The enemy's already stood here. Having 11 clubs, 7 diamonds, and 3 hearts in our Blackjack, that's pretty great. Ooh. Unfortunately, the enemy gets a bunch of benefit out of the Blackjack they just hit there. That's an 11 of nothing. The enemy ties with me. Value of the Communist Party card at the moment is 7. Oh, right, I can just hover over the wild card to see that. Still, that's 16 damage. That'll be enough. Hua is 4. Dark Flower's ready to be activated, so is Hua. I'll activate both. And in doing so, I will have Blackjack for some additional money. Yep. Yeah, that's fair. 18 damage to me. Really not what I was hoping for there. Oh, the party card came out as an 11. Oh, and then the big blind oh, everything's great. I should have played the wild card last turn. That would have given me my full setup. As long as I had a deck of only aces and the loyalty card, I would just always play them and then just always max out the loyalty card, which would be cool. 10, Jack, Queen, 11, Rain Man, and Bat credit card all bust right now. Annoyingly, that means I have to let the enemy deal 18 damage to me. We're getting very close to dead. There's a full 21 for us. We'd love to see it. I'd have loved it to come with some HP as well, but we do what we do. Give me Rain Man. Okay, I'm going to play the wild card from hand, so now I've got 10 of all suits at the same time, thankfully giving me some additional health, which I really needed. Jack, Killer Queen. Yep, that's the burn another card. 13, I'll reveal the report card. On play, gain at least 4 shield. If you have at least 11 shield, Add an ace of spades to your hand. If you have at least 21 shield, make it foil. That'd be nice, but it's not a value I'm looking to fulfill in this deck. I'm going to fight the Knight of Cardonia because I don't feel like I get more powerful through the Crypto Bro event at all. And I feel like at least getting a card at the end of this would give us the possibility of becoming more powerful. Oh, throwing card on my side. So throwing card will flexibly move down, so I can happily hit again. Ooh, I got to remove shield from the enemy with the Diamond in the Rough, which they just generated with their cardiovascular exercise. Okay. Happily deal 18 straight to you past your shielding. Oh, a little bit more cardio, I see. Tikau is 10. That's good to see. Another 18, and that is the easiest fight. See, sometimes they just work out. Victim card. On taking damage, +1 value to all foes played cards. That's cool. Q card. On play, move any of your played or discarded cards from the bottom, two rather than the bottom of your draw pile. And then Ace of Spades, the card I'll take. I really want a foil card because that really feels where, like, especially because the foil card is drawn to your opening hand and is free to play. It's similar to like your banner units in Monster Train, which are also drawn to your hand at the start of battle and are also free to play, or your opening hand cards in Wild Frost, which are also drawn to your hand free, which are also free to play, although limited in the structure of when you can play them. Those are the most consistent elements that you will have in every single battle, because obviously every single battle doesn't have a turn 10, but every single battle has a turn 0 and then a turn 1. They have to. They just have to. So because it represents like such consistency in your deck, it does become heavily important, or heavily incentivized rather, to build around them. Got my Hierophant out on the board. Stop! It's my beloved. I want him. Oh no, why does it have to be fungible now? If I could hit, I'd be fine. Thankfully the enemy busted as well with a 21, but still. Rima is 5. I could set to a 5 right now. But I'm also flexible, so I could hit. And I'll set to a 5 right now. With a 2 in play, there's so many things? No, it's just the 10 and the Queen. 10 Queen, Rain Man. 10 Queen, Rain Man. Yeah, just 10 Queen and Rain Man. It would be bad. We got to round up our half there to get a Blackjack. Unfortunately, it only really served to give me money. I would love to heal. But I don't have that many hearts in my deck, so it's not that likely. Yeah, I'm obviously going to hit here, lose my 11, because the enemy's currently blackjacking, and I really like him not to do that. Oh, I love flexible cards. 10 or Queen will bust right now. But I also pretty much need to draw because the enemy is healing up to full as well as doing a bunch of damage to me. Yep. I expected that to occur. And then it did. That's gonna suck. Because I'll take a full 21 damage and that'll lose the game. How dare you, Drac? I thought we'd come to an understanding. I've died. So, what of deck? I felt like in previous runs I had more opportunities to change my base deck before this point. Like I've discluded from my base deck a 9 and a 6. I purposely removed the 6. The 9 was traded for another card. Other than that, I have my entire base deck still here. And that was definitely what was getting in the way. These 2, 3, 4, like any of these cards that weren't, like basically 2 to 8 was a problem. Ace, all of the rest of the deck runs pretty smoothly. Yes, admittedly, there are bad things in here. There's the possibility of dropping the non-fungible card for its first time as a 12 over the top of already playing a 10. But that seemed eminently survivable. The points at which these were chunking up draws were significantly less. It would have been nice for us to have a tarot card that could have accomplished anything in the instance. Diamond in the Rough showed its usefulness once. Communist Party card was honestly not really... what's the word I'm looking for here? Tangible in benefit. It wasn't significantly impactful, I think is what I'm trying to say here. Flashcard, not especially impressed by. Bat Credit card probably gave me more money than I thought. And also it was a value of 10. Wildcard is incredible. Wildcard was extremely valuable, only costs a single advantage in order to very, very comfortably, probably once a cycle, force a Blackjack that has 10 for all suits at once. Incredible. Rain Man's good fun in this instance where I actually have the ability to play with it. Putting a bunch of aces in this deck also made a much more sense. I don't think I would take the non-fungible card again, just recognizing how little it actually performed in the deck and how, risky it ultimately was. In the deck, I don't think I would take it again. I think I would keep, Rain Man and Blank Card and then probably draft an 11 later in order to have not too many 11s, but a reasonable amount of 11s. And then I've probably got a good saturation of aces here. Yeah, I think with a couple of better hands, a couple of different choices, obviously. I think that deck had legs. I definitely want to try and move in that direction again, try and get something that's a little bit more based around playing large cards. Because it would be a shame to me if I found myself in the position where I just start drafting every single time the lowest card that's available and then negatives in late game, and then it's just about playing all of those. Until then, though, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the top left with all of my content on the game, past, present, and future. Down below is YouTube's recommendation for what it thinks you should watch next, and streaming past other names of the supporters so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays at or above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to... that's what I haven't done! That's what I forgot! That's why the end patter was so difficult for the last couple of episodes. I forgot that I have a thing that I'm supposed to do, and it's this thing. So, special thanks this episode to Cold Heart. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.